churches and the mosques. So the same thing goes for Hezbollah in Lebanon. And this really brings us to, the biggest problem that we're facing right now, which is that they've developed or they've copied from the Ukraine-Russia war this drone technology, which is run by fiber optic cables. And so basically, they have a camera attached to these fiber optic cables. They don't need to be online because it's all just, it's just like a telephone line kind of thing. So you don't need any to have any signals going out. It's just attached, and they have these cables, these fiber optic cables that are 10 kilometers long, and they can buy them, on AliExpress or wherever you can actually buy them. Yeah. And they attach them to these drones, which you can also buy online. And then they attach RPGs to them so that they can, it's like a very smart bomb, because the operator, the Hezbollah terrorist who's in the rear, he can see everything. It's as if he's sitting on the drone from his screen to the camera that's attached to the thing. And they're very, very dangerous because they can fly very low. And they've caused massive devastation in Ukraine. I was looking at videos of them a couple of weeks ago on YouTube. And if you just look up Ukraine fiber optic drones, and you see they have these whole areas now that are uninhabited, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers long, wide, and they're just filled with fiber optic cables. Just filled, almost like corn in a cornfield. And it's very terrifying, because obviously we can't have something like that in Israel. You have 40 kilometers and you're in Haifa. So
to stress, they're not aiming these only at the soldiers.
So they've killed a bunch of our soldiers and wounded a bunch of our soldiers. Just this week, they were able to, get into an APC with the RPG, and one soldier was killed and the other one had his legs blown off. So, this happens now almost on a daily basis. Yesterday, not only, was a soldier killed, but also they shot these at two homes in border
of Israelis.
I think that in terms of Iran, we're their wingman on Iran. This isn't the president is the leader,
all right,
and we trust him. He has the same commitment as we do to prevent Iran from becoming a nuclear armed state. It's not going to happen. And obviously that remains our commitment, as the Prime Minister said earlier this week as well. But Lebanon is a fish of it's a different kettle of fish, right? Because it's on our border, and they're attacking us, and they're endangering our communities, and they're killing our soldiers. And here, the negotiations, as Ambassador Leiter has made clear, they're going well, because Secretary of State Rubio said, I think just yesterday, he said, the Lebanese government is not at war with Israel, right? The government of Lebanon and Israel aren't at war, but Lebanon right now is acting as an Iranian colony, because the people of Lebanon don't get a say in whether Hezbollah attacks or not, because they're just too powerful. And so, that if you want to get to peace with Lebanon, we can talk about it, but something has to happen first, and that is that Hezbollah has to be destroyed. And we can't have these kinds of imminent threats, pending threats, mounting threats to our national security from Hezbollah. And so that's really the point for us. And there's another point here too, which is that, you can't have a situation where on the one hand, you're saying that the legitimate body in Lebanon is the government of Lebanon, and that they have to be responsible for their territory, and on the other hand, agreeing in any sort of fashion that Iran can dictate what happens in Lebanon, that if they demand a ceasefire that allows Hezbollah to remain in place, that's something that's going to be accepted, because that means that then you don't think that the government of Lebanon is responsible. What you're saying is that, in fact, you accept that, Iran controls Lebanon, that Iran has colonized Lebanon, and that its arm for maintaining order in Lebanon and control of the country is their foreign legion, Hezbollah, in Lebanon. And those two things contradict one another. They're mutually exclusive. You can either be a country or you can be an Iranian colony, but you can't be both. And Israel cannot abide by having this Iranian colony. Don't forget, the outset of the war, it was an it's always been an Iranian war against us. They, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, the Assad regime, the Shiite militia in Iraq, who were also shooting at us at the outset of the war, all of these, and Iran itself, they were all extensions in one way or another of the Iranian regime. And the prime minister said this ring of fire that Iran has surrounded us with is going to be destroyed, and it's going to be destroyed arm by arm by arm by arm. And we can't accept that it will continue to exist. So I think we can't accept it from a strategic perspective, and we obviously can't accept it from a military perspective. And that's really where we are today.